or his size, Noah's a poodle with a great big heart and a lot of love to give.
You're a cool dog, yeah.
He may be scarred by an abusive past, but thanks to the Colorado Boys Ranch, he's learning to trust again. Coming up, we find Noah a home. The Colorado Boys Ranch is a residential treatment and educational facility for troubled boys. In addition to general education classes, the ranch has several animal-assisted therapy programs, which teach boys to better understand relationships and responsibilities.
Very soft. Did you pet him? Very soft. Want to hold him? Next to you.
From chinchillas to pythons, the small animal class is the first step for boys learning to trust and care for other creatures.
Okay.
I like working with the ferret because he's cool. He crawls around like all weird, and like when he runs, he jumps and runs type thing. It's really cool.
The next is something the boys all aspire to. The new Leash on Life dog program.
See, finding it. Good, good, good. Now,
The dog program pairs a boy with a dog rescued from an animal shelter.
now try to take more steps each time you go.
Over a 10-week period, the boy's job is to take the dogs through training and get them ready for adoption.
Back up. Good boy. Okay.
There's an on-site kennel, and the boys are responsible for every aspect of caring for their dog, from grooming to feeding. For the boys and the dog in the program, this is a second chance at life.
Trick here is we're going to turn her around. Plus it helps her get used to where her feet are.
Charlene Cordeau is an instructor for the new Leash on Life program.
I started working here at the Colorado Boys Ranch about 9 years ago. And I enjoy my job here because I love animals. They've always been an important part of my life. And it gives me an opportunity to share my love of the animals and the dogs with the boys. I believe that bonding with these animals is so valuable to these boys because a lot of them don't have a secure bonding at home. Many of the boys need to feel like they belong, that they're important. And there's nothing like a dog looking up to you and admiring you and chasing you and kissing on you to make you feel wonderful. It's good to laugh. It's good to have a good time. And some of these kids, I've never seen them laugh anywhere else.
Charlene likes to get her dogs from the local animal shelter. She keeps her eye out for smaller dogs. Small dogs are easy for boys to work with, and they're easier for her to adopt out. Charlene is drawn to one dog in particular because of its inviting temperament and an unusual ring around its nose. So she takes the dog to the vet for a quick checkup.
Hi, Charlene. Little guy. I think he's a poodle. It's very friendly. Temperament test. He did really good.
Yeah, he did good.
The thing on his nose, what do you think that is?
It's really suspicious. It definitely looks like a scar. Oftentimes they represent a situation where we have a kid or a person that puts a rubber band on these guys' nose. And sometimes when that happens, then they turn around and forget. And, and obviously this is a dog whose hair grows a lot, and so that hair could grow around that rubber band, and no one would ever notice.
So it's probably not going to grow back.
No, this looks like permanent damage to the hair follicles to me, so.
A dog that has been held like that, he is wonderful and has got a good personality with people. He's got to have a great heart and a great dog. So I was really glad I got him.
Charlene's found a dog perfect for the program. Now she just needs the right boy to prepare the dog for adoption.
Peer interaction.
CJ and Justin are now ready for the added responsibility of the new Leash on Life program.
But before we do this, you need to go over this contract with me, and you need to agree to everything on the contract.
They need to promise me that they're going to be here every day, to care for their dog. They sign a contract with us, agreeing to do this.
You can't be sleeping in, you can't be missing days because you're your dog's security. Are there any questions on this sheet?
No, I can do it.
You think you can do it?
I think so.
Okay. Let's go get you paired up with the dog then.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Here they are.
Charlene wants the boys to go into every cage to get to know every animal available.
There you go. When I saw him, it was one of those, things you just look at the dog and you go, ugh. And I wanted to walk right past the cage, not even go pet him. Then I decided, might as well. And I walked in there and...
The dog crawled in his lap and looked up at him and just hugged on him. And CJ just melted.
He picked me. I didn't really pick him. I think the dogs really picked their owner. That's how Noah became mine.
Looks like he likes you.
Yep. When he actually came up to me and sat on my lap, I even started crying. Remembering things that were going on in my life when I was back home.
Good boy, huh? Yeah. You're a cool dog, yeah.
For most of their young lives, both the dog and CJ have faced long odds. Now, they've got one chance to beat those odds together. It's been 3 weeks since CJ and the poodle met, and the dog's catching on to his training well. Both Noah and CJ are responding to a program based on positive reinforcement.
Chris. Good boy.
I use positive reinforcement training, non-corrective training, because the boys cannot handle correction very well. We don't treat them that way. The whole Boys Ranch is centered around positive reinforcement for them.
Leave it.
Positive reinforcement means CJ is ignoring bad or unwanted behavior and rewarding good behavior. At the same time, the ranch has a similar philosophy for treating boys.
In the beginning of training, I was more into saying no, get off, down, bad dog, saying stuff like that, because I was used to that at home. And I just learned from Charlene telling me, and learned from a natural experience too. You don't get a response when you do that.
Did you see what I did?
You left it there, and then
What did I do with this hand?
you let go.
I let go. He has to stay on his own.
Stay. The things I need to work on with Noah is staying, coming when he's called. I gotta do those to pass my test.
All the while, they're moving toward graduation, where Noah must pass the AKC Good Citizen test for basic behavior. But it's not just the dog that's benefiting from the training. CJ is developing compassion and vital communication skills. Ultimately, CJ and his dog are both training for the same results. A trip out of Boys Ranch and into a new life.
That's playing. Dogs do this behavior when they play. He's giving me that same behavior back.
Right now I'm learning to get him to play, having fun with him, basically not putting a lot of stress on him.
That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see.
Like some of the other dogs, they play more. He's more, hi, I'm here. He's not, hey, what's up? Let's go play. He's more calm. The reason I named Noah, because Noah means, like savior. He's my savior. Not only that, but I'm his savior. We took him from being somewhere where he could be abused or disowned and brought him here where he's loved. And that's why I named him Noah.
A dog that's been abused is very good for this program because the boys themselves, a lot of them have been abused. There's you're going through thing around and...
Charlene may have found a family that's just right for Noah.
Okay then, Louise, we'll see you tomorrow about 4 o'clock. Okay, bye.
But first, the family must pay a visit to Noah to ensure they are a good match.
Louise? I
talk to you on the phone. And who we got here?
This is Krista,
Hi.
my daughter, and
Thomas. Thomas, glad to meet you, Thomas.
this must be Noah.
This is Noah, and this is CJ.
Hi, CJ.
He was Noah's trainer.
Okay.
Go see him. Come here.
Noah.
Come here, Apple. Come here. Come here, Noah. Come here.
Kind of what you've been looking for. He's a true lover boy. When they met him, I think match. You know, she wanted a dog that would sit in her lap and that she could just pet.
The thing Noah really likes is to be loved, be, held and, as I say, treated like a prince. Because that's what he's like here.
Do you have any questions? Does it look like a dog that you'd want?
I think he'll be just perfect for us. I think we'd like to adopt him.
Good, good.
In a few weeks, Noah will have a home. The good news of Noah's adoption is hard news for CJ to embrace.
The thing I'll miss the most about him is his love and companionship towards me. The thing I'm most nervous about for graduation is him leaving. That's gonna be the hardest thing. Mentally, I am telling myself that it's gonna be time for him to go. But I know when the day comes that I'll break down and, start crying. 'Cause that's my dog.
Tomorrow is adoption day.
Well, me and Noah, everything's been going pretty good this week. He knows that everything's coming to an end, and he doesn't want that. Neither do I.
Noah's all ready for the obedience exam, but first, CJ and Charlene have some last-minute details to take care of.
Okay, get him clipped and washed.
I'm making Noah look really well for his new home. Dressing him up, giving him his new look, his new attitude.
I'm not a dog groomer, CJ, but we do the best we can here.
Yep. Do the best.
Last bath here.
Don't say that. It's gonna make me start crying.
It's okay to cry. Pick out a collar. What's gonna get for Noah?
The red.
Snuff out his hair a little bit.
Perfect fit.
Closer to the tree.
CJ and Noah pose for a final portrait.
He's all cleaned up now. Huh, bud?
Meanwhile, Noah's new family does a little prep work of their own.
I think this would be good for his water and food.
Okay, that'll be good. I think he'd like the squeaky ones. Oh, there's one. See that one there? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, it'll be comfy enough for him.
Mm-hmm.
Graduation day has finally arrived. Noah and CJ must pass their test and graduate. But Noah's new leash on life may begin.
Well, last night I didn't get much sleep. I was thinking about Noah and how he's gonna do at his new house, and just praying for him all night long. I think I might hold up well, but on the other hand, I think I'll probably break down and just start crying. So, keep my fingers crossed.
All the boys have worked towards a common goal, to get their dogs adopted.
You've worked really hard. Concentrate on what you're doing and getting your dog calm, and things are gonna go just fine, okay?
Hey, you're gonna cry, dude. I know you will. I know I will. I've already been crying.
After weeks of waiting, Noah's new family is here to cheer him on and then take him home.
Good to see ya.
How are you?
The hard part of training is done.
My knees are hurting.
Graduation is really a time for the boys to find a sense of closure and a way to say goodbye.
Get your paper, Ralph. I'm gonna call the dog's name Lucky. And Noah.
The boys take their dogs to stations for judging. The first test is how dogs accept handling by strangers.
Oh, yes, you're just so friendly, huh? Yes, you are. Very friendly, huh?
He loves people.
Yes, very good.
Good boy, bud.
The second test is coming when called.
Come here, Noah. Come here, boy. Yeah.
Good job.
CJ and Noah are doing great.
The third test is to show that the dog knows how to heel. The final test has been Noah's biggest challenge, to learn how to stay.
Come here, Noah. Sit. Stay. Good boy.
Good job, Noah.
Good job, everybody. Everybody give them a hand. I think they did a good job.
Good job, everybody.
Seeing a friend go means a sad goodbye. Still, CJ's happy for Noah, knowing that he has a good home. The moment of truth has arrived. It's time for the dogs to go to their adoptive homes.
You good?
No.
It's okay not to be, CJ.
CJ may have trouble with his own goodbye, but he makes an important step, pushing his own sadness aside to help a classmate with his painful goodbye.
What did you get attached to? I know, bud. So weird that you never get to see your dog together. Sorry, bro.
Come, Noah.
Within days, Noah has settled in with Louise and her family.
We're really enjoying having Noah here. Noah has the run of the house, the yard. Let me see your ball. 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 Noah has two favorite spots. One is on my son's bed on the Bronco blanket. He likes the feeling of it because it's real soft. And the other one is on the pink recliner. Noah's personality is very easy to get along with. He's very lovable, loves a lot of attention, which I have time to give him. I watch what he does when I quit scratching him.
Louise and Krista love to take Noah on walks. Noah is getting a lot of attention in his new home. He's adjusting well and seems to be very happy.
Let's go, Noah. It's special that we got him from the Boys Ranch because they're well-behaved animals. They train them very well. And, you know, we've just had good luck with him.
Louise has invited Charlene and CJ to come see Noah for the first time since graduation.
I started counting down the days on my calendar, and we started getting closer and closer, and I was getting more and more excited each day.
It's been 3 weeks since CJ and Noah have seen each other. CJ wonders if Noah will remember him.
Hi. How are you? Fine. Been expecting you.
Hi, Noah. You look good. Goodness, what you think?
Hey, buddy. Hey. The way Noah reacted to me, when he saw me, he looked up at me and was like, "Who's this guy?" And then he realized who it was and was like, "Oh my God, he's here!" That touched me really well, you know, in my heart and everything. To see that he recognized me, really, that was really cool.
Let me get a stick.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, look, he's licking him. He's licked me. I'm jealous.
The way he was acting and how he just jumped right up into my lap, it was kind of cool. Brought back old memories.
It felt really good to see Noah again. He was so happy to see us, and it was really good to see CJ's reaction and the dog jumping up on him and seeing CJ's face. Really rewarding. When you get the dogs and you place them in a home, it's almost like one of your kids. You worry about him being okay, or did I put him in the right home? and to actually see them happy and excited and confident and the people happy with them, it makes very rewarding. Go see Jack.
Yeah, buddy. That's my boy. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. What? Huh? You like it, huh? Yes, you do. I think both of us are very excited. And I think that the training that we went through did a lot. It's really going to go far for him. Yeah. Down. Down. Roll over. Good boy.
I think it's extremely good for CJ to see Noah's happy. That the dog is happy is a closure for CJ so that he feels, yes, I did do a good job, and yes, the dog's going to be all right.
It's been a happy reunion for CJ and Noah, but their visit must come to an end.
Okay, then? It's about time to go. Don't make a big deal of it, just because you don't want Noah to worry, okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep. See you later, Noah. See you later, all right? Come on.
Let's go.
Watch out, bud.
And thank you so much, Louise, for letting us come. And we'll see you again and give us a call.
See you guys soon.
You know that, Sam?
See you, Noah.
Let's go. What you think?
I think it's going to do really well here.
Doing good and
Makes me
still
feel...
remembered you.
Yep. I'm glad to see that you remembered me and that he's still doing good.
Even though sometimes good friends have to say goodbye, the love they share will last forever.
You're on Animal Planet. Next, That's My Baby brings you the cutest critters around. We're delivering tender and touching tales of babies and their moms. Follow amazing animals from pregnancy to motherhood. Each one has a story to tell that's all their own. That's My Baby is next, only on Animal Planet.